Hey guys, it's Mitch. How's it going? Please excuse the fan. I'm sure you can probably hear it, but it's hot as balls here today. So we're taking a look today at Blood Force number 4, page 5. This is the big confrontation now between Hawkstab and both Knife and Gunshow. Well, Knife to start with anyway. So just before we get into it, if you enjoy the channel, if you feel like you might want to help out a little bit, go subscribe to my Patreon. Links are in the description. Okay, so this one, I'm going to actually do some fairly extensive pencils on this, which is not very usual for me. I basically just kind of get down the basic shapes and then I go fuck it and go in with the inks. That's kind of my usual MO. But I don't know, for some reason I decided to go a little bit more on this, and it looks, I don't know, I kind of enjoy how the finished product looks. It's still not anywhere near complete pencils where, like, you know, there's shadows and actual like rendering going on. All that stuff is still decided in the inks. But no, it's still, you know, like if I gave this to somebody, they might be able to do something with it anyway, so that'd be interesting. So, yeah, this is going to be Hawkstab versus Knife. So, blades versus blades. It's a blade off. And I do enjoy how this thing turns out. I like this face here, too, actually. I enjoy the opportunity to get a big, screamy face in. It feels like I don't do it very often, so when it does happen, I got to try and milk it a little. And then get some big clash panels coming up here. That's just fun stuff as well. Try to twist the bodies around so to get them all super dynamic. I think it mostly works. Yeah, get those panel borders down finally. There we go. And we'll start in right away. So with Knife here, that's K-N-Y-F-E, so that justifies it being a name if you spell it a little differently. Yeah, so I kind of just wanted to have him, like, always squinting, because that was how the first panel of him was drawn. And just like he's so intense, he can't stop squinting. It's kind of a Liefeldism in itself. And as it goes on, I keep trying to do that, but honestly, more and more, he just starts looking more, and it was pointed out, he looks more and more like Danny Trejo. And it's like, oh shit, yeah, he kind of does. And I think I'm actually done with him for the issue, so I can't really pursue that again anytime just yet. But I think in future, if Knife shows up, yeah, I think I'm just going to be basing him completely off Danny Trejo. Maybe even like chest tattoo and everything. Who knows? And the face here, yeah, I'm trying to get more black into everything always, and I'm always forgetting, but I managed to remember at least with this particular panel. So I really kind of like how this turned out. This one here, comedy shot with General Rancor getting punched over Hawkstab's head and him trying to issue orders for reinforcements from Shock Block and Hard and Fireburn. Of course, Hawkstab's hair, as always, stays completely perfect and almost looks like hair. Or maybe like a very flowy towel. I'm not for sure. Still, I mean, what am I going to do for hair? I mean, I can use photo reference, but I can't exactly look in the mirror. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you know, you kind of need the ability to look at that first-person motion. I just don't have it. Knife here still, like, crossing his blades in front of him, which is all he's done so far. This is the first time he's even opened his mouth that we've seen. And his dialogue, from what I recall, is... I gave this to my brother to proofread, and he was like, so Knife talks like Kano, right? Like from Mortal Kombat. I'm like, well, he sure as shit does now. So I reworked all of his dialogue to do a horrible Cockney accent. So here, hang on, I'll get that for a second. Or maybe it's not Cockney, maybe it's like Australian or something, I don't know. It's some kind of accent that is roughly approximating whatever Kano's doing in the first movie. They're just like, I've been waiting for this, Hawkstab. You ain't dueling no cyber-headed wannabe this time. Because when you cross blades with me, you're blade crossing with the best. I guess that is Australian. Time to get crisscross applesauce by Knife. And seeing as how on the next page, I think, Knife is going to get his ass knocked out, it was important to get something into his character and not just have him be like completely forgettable, which he pretty much is otherwise. I mean, it's a villain named Knife. It's not like he was ever going to really stick around that much. But I don't know, maybe a little bit now with the dialogue. And okay, so now we're gonna try and finish off this panel here, which is gonna include some Jay Lee style spatter, or at least that's the idea. So we've got to finish these the guys off here. Oh, this was I think this was done as either part of a combo stream, or I tried doing it through a different yeah, because okay, this one's done through StreamYard, which is why the resolution all of a sudden went down. I forget why I did it that way. All right, I must have been doing it as when I was teaming up with somebody or something like that. Because or again, just trying it out. I don't know. But yeah, trying to get those figures twisted up, trying to get a bit more black into Hawkstab here. This leap from Knife doesn't make a whole lot of sense. If you can see there, his right leg is, I mean, first of all, his left leg is almost sunken into him. His right leg is actually going down below the floor. Assuming Hawkstab is bracing himself on the floor. That's okay, though, because you can't see it happen. So, technically, I mean, he's totally happening in physics. That was a completely correct sentence and everything. This panel, maybe a little bit better. Kind of a classic dude leaping kind of shot. Like almost like a Jim Lee kind of thing, really. Hawkstab here was a little tough. I really wanted to twist him up. So, like, you know, get that, like, if he was a woman, this would be a classic, like, get the ass and the boobs in the shot at the same time. I mean, you know, he does have some boobs, so I guess it's still kind of appropriate. And, yeah, pretty dark on the musculature. You wouldn't really know that his arms are bare. And trying not to clench his ass too much, but it's a little hard. I made that thing a little bulbous. And then we get Knife in here, and yeah, almost either a Jim Lee or a Liefeld leap. I'm not 100% for sure which, but it's a good pose. It always kind of works. Still not for sure about this costume from Knife here. One of these days I got to come up with like an actual involved costume, because although I think I'm out of new characters for the rest of this arc anyway, so that's something. But, like, these ones here have been pretty slapped together. Like, done kind of on the fly, really. Which, you know, I think it's fine, particularly in context. You know, like, as image villains. That's totally in theme. But for the more memorable guys, I kind of want to come up with something a little better. You know, like, Gun Show, I feel like, should have a better costume of some kind. But, alright, so now we're trying out the spatter. This is going to be completely experimenting. Oh, we got better resolution again. Good stuff. Oh yeah, we do have to finish off the blades first. Good call. And we got to white it out and try again, because it never works the first time. This is why I've gone to just freehanding it and not trying to make them look like actual physical objects anymore, just making them like Sylvester shapes. So yeah, this is totally making it up as I go. I don't know how to do this as like a stencil, so I'm just kind of trying shit. And now we're going to splatter all over the place. And there we go. There's our Jay Lee spatter. So these guys are slashing at each other. Blood's flying everywhere, but no one is actually getting cut. This is comics, god damn it. And wow, that actually went pretty quickly at the end there. Okay, so yeah, that is page 5 of issue 4. Yeah, that spatter panel actually ended up looking pretty great. And with the kind of, I mean, you get a little bit of a gray tone really going, but it kind of pops out the two guys, which I don't even think I really thought of that much. I just wanted it to be like a vicious looking panel a bit. I got to get a bit thicker on the spatter in some areas though, because it does just look like a fine mist, and you want a bit of like splatter, really. The rest of it, yeah, I mean, this whole page really, I think, looks pretty good. I don't think I've got too many problems with it. You know, some slight awkwardnesses here and there, but, I mean, they're the kind of awkwardnesses I would repeat anyway, so it's not like you'd be like, yeah, I do that completely differently now. No, I know me, I wouldn't. I would do the exact same thing, if not make it a little bit worse. So yeah, I think this page is probably about as good as this comic is going to get, at least for a little while, until we get to the double page splash, because I feel like that kind of took it to another level a bit. Anyway, so that's going to do it for this one. Thanks very much for watching. If you like this video, please hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification so you know when the next one's coming out. Go over and subscribe on my Patreon. Gives you early access to everything I do, from the Blood Force stuff to the YouTube videos before they get uploaded to YouTube, as well as some Patreon exclusive content. You can also follow me on Instagram and DM me there for commissions, and you can join the Blood Force Discord server. But yeah, that's going to do it. Thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.